the high seas, Pisces. Cast my line, now they're biting. Yeah, rocky coasts and lighthouses. What she knows now, I doubt it. Talk to me nice. I think your confusion starts with street lights.
Hi guys. I've missed you so much. I have not been able to record in so long, but I tell you what, I busted my ass and I got all the videos recorded for July. So I know it's really late. And I know you guys probably didn't expect to hear from me in July, but let me tell you, July 2017, a year ago, is when I started recording monthly videos, and the Capricorn in me just could not allow me to just not record for July. Like, you know, a part of me felt like I should just jump right to August, but no way. Like, Cancer season happened, okay? July happened, and I know we want to just leave July in July, and I know it's very much close to August, but I will be doing August videos very fucking soon. But no, July, I felt so much energy as an empath for the month of July, you know. So definitely wanted to record messages for you guys. So for those of you who are led to watch this video, you know, I always believe that time doesn't exist to tarot, you know, so there could be messages in these videos for you guys, and you never know. So if you're led to watch the July videos, even though it's very close to August, thank you so much, because I worked very hard at these messages, and I just think that, you know, I just care about all you guys. I care about all my viewers and my subscribers, so I definitely wanted to touch base on how the hell July went for all of us, okay? So as always, I'm going to have my intro video, you know, explaining what to look forward to in the reading. All the astrology information for, in general, the planets are going to be in this video, and then in the personal readings, in the next videos, there's a little bit more of personal stuff for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, all the signs personally. But as far as the collective, we had a lot going on. So something I want to say immediately here is that Cancer, you know, July is shared by Cancer and Leo. So we're going to be talking a lot about Cancer and Leo energy in the houses that it happens for in your sign. You know, as an Aries or a Taurus or a Gemini, these houses matter. So we go into detail about that. And to me, it's just really interesting, the whole Cancer-Leo cusp that we went through, because this is the moon and the sun. This is the mother and the father energy. This is masculine and feminine. So this whole month was a big giant eclipse because of the moon being ruled by Cancer and Leo being ruled by the sun. So the energy we experienced in July anyways was a huge eclipse. It was the moon becoming the sun, and the sun, you know, becoming the moon. And we even had eclipses in July. We entered the month with a grand water trine, okay, between Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. We had the sun in Cancer, Jupiter was in Scorpio, and Pisces had Neptune. So, you know, the beginning of the month was extremely emotional. I mean, Cancer season was extremely emotionally exhausting, and at the same time, it was very enlightening. So a lot of the things that I've been telling people on my social media is that Cancer season actually awakens the soul, because the sun is where the moon is comfortable. So when the sun is in Cancer, it's an opposite energy, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So awareness, the sun, is basically illuminating our soul. So everyone has a moon sign. And so I'm going to go ahead and tell you that you really want to watch for your moon sign for July. So I know that I'm late telling you this, but all I could keep thinking about in July is how much I was resonating with my moon. So I resonated very strongly with the Taurus reading. So that's just a tip. From now moving forward, you know, you might resonate way more with your moon sign, because the moon has been awakened collectively. So for instance, I have a Taurus moon, and the moon, my shadow side, you know, I'm watching more for the Taurus readings now, because I know that because of Cancer season and because of these eclipses, I resonate more with my moon. So you might want to check out for your moon. Now that it's Leo season, or you know, when you guys watch this, it's going to be Leo season. So now that it's Leo season, you guys might want to watch, you know, the sun. Like, it's going to be, our sun is awakening now, but we have to awaken the soul before we can awaken the body. The sun controls our physical body. So there's been a subconscious soul awakening in Cancer season. And so I just wanted to share with you guys that you guys might want to watch for your moon sign this month if you know your moon. Okay, that's just a little tip. You might want to watch for other tarot readers too. You're going to resonate more with your shadow side. The moon is what we hide. The moon is like what we feel at a soul level. So, back to this energy that we started the month under, we had a grand water trine. So that's why, there was a lot of emotion in July, because the water signs were in a trine in the sky. So a lot of the Trinity when it comes to our emotion, very powerful stuff. Not to mention, July is the start of eclipse season. This is when these eclipses started rolling in, right? We had that full moon in Capricorn at the end of June, so we entered July with that energy, but it was very, very overmasked by water. So this is eclipse season, you guys. This is retrograde season, okay? So I want to mention to you real quick here that I'm offering retrograde readings. I am definitely back recording. So if you guys are interested in a personal reading with me, thank you so much to those of you who got personal readings with me and who were patient. I'm not sure if you guys watched my last videos last month, but a lot has been changing with me. I temporarily moved, and I moved back, and I moved back, and I moved back, and I was around a situation that didn't allow me to read tarot, things like that. But some of you still reached out to me, you still donated to my channel, and that just meant the world to me, because this is what I do to financially secure myself as an Earth, Taurus, Capricorn rising. So I just wanted to thank you guys who have gotten readings with me. All my readings are so special, and it just blows my mind that people reach out to me and watch my videos. It's amazing, and it just fills my heart. So I do have retrograde readings going on for $30. This is going to be a special all throughout August. I don't even know if it gets good feedback, then I'll probably do it in July too. But basically, if you want to know what the retrograde season is going to offer you, I'm going to offer these readings to people. $30 for a retrograde reading, and I'm going to look at your chart. And I'm going to discuss all the retrogrades and what they mean and how they're affecting you according to your zodiac sign. And then I'm going to pull a tarot card. So there's about 6 planets retrograde. So for each planet that is retrograde, I will pull a tarot card for advice. So I just thought that was a kind of nice service to offer for retrograde season, because retrogrades are planets moving backwards. It's planets slowing down, changing orbit. Mercury just went retrograde on the 26th, so we can go ahead and chop that off. Mercury retrograde now. It's going to be retrograde until August 13th, I believe. So Mercury, Mars, Saturn, all these planets have gone retrograde, and Jupiter went direct this month though. Jupiter went direct on July 10th. So other than it being retrograde season, guys, for those of you who want to contact me about that, if you're interested in a retrograde reading, please let me know. $30 special. And then, yeah, the next thing there we had going on is Venus. So Venus was in Leo for the first couple weeks of the month, the first week, and then we had Venus enter Virgo. So Venus is Virgo right now. I feel like Venus is going to be in Virgo for a couple more weeks maybe. So Venus is in Virgo on July 9th, Venus entered Virgo. July 10th was when Jupiter went direct. And then on the 13th, that's when we had that Cancer solar eclipse, you guys, and that was opposite Pluto. So we had a 20-degree Cancer eclipse, and then opposite of Cancer is Capricorn, where we had the 20 degrees Pluto. So that eclipses are very powerful. They start new beginnings and endings, even more so than new moons and full moons. So, this was an emotional eclipse. This was like a purifying, cleansing, death and rebirth emotionally. Like, it was very, very powerful. So, it really sucks I wasn't here to talk to you about the Capricorn. I didn't talk about the Gemini new moon, the Capricorn full moon, or the Cancer new moon. So I'm like behind 3 moon cycles, but don't worry, I'm going to be back tomorrow on the 27th talking about the Aquarius full moon, lunar, blood moon, super eclipse. Crazy. I'm definitely going to be here to channel some messages for the Aquarius eclipse, guys, tomorrow. So next is July 22nd is when the sun enters Leo. Whoop, whoop. So we move from this emotional, deep cardinal energy. Like, we all wanted to act from our emotions in Cancer season, but there was not shit that we could do. Cancer season is very interesting. As a Pisces, I understand this water energy, but man, was it emotional, very emotionally draining. Everyone becomes aware of their emotions. Not everybody's aware of their emotions, but when the sun enters Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, everyone becomes aware of their emotion. And when everyone becomes aware of their emotions, we all start acting from a place of emotion, which isn't normal. Not all of us act from a place of emotion. We all have water energy in different places in our chart. So Cancer season was pretty crazy because we all wanted to, you know, be a leader emotionally. We all wanted to act out of these emotions because Cancer is the cardinal water sign. Water meaning emotion, cardinal meaning action. So this is emotional action turning into passionate, fixed stability. So Leo comes in at the second half of the month to really revive our ego. You know, we go, I don't know about you, but every year in Cancer season, I kind of forget that it's only a month. I'm like, well, this is it. This is how life is going to be. We're all emotional and it's water, water, water. But then Leo season comes in, and Leo's the North Node right now, guys. So there's stuff about our destiny. There's stuff about our ego and pride and our authentic self-expression that's coming out here. The sun is ruled by Leo. So that's why Leo season is so symbolic, because the sun is right at home. We're going to gain so much awareness over the next month, but I'm going to save a little bit of that information for the Leo video that I do and the August videos that I'm going to have coming out soon, okay? So Leo season is here. Hopefully we feel a little bit less emotional as we go into August. We're still underneath the Cancer cusp of oscillation. So there's Cancer energy, there's Leo energy, there's water energy, there's fire. But when water meets fire, there's an evaporation. So this whole month is very evaporating. You know, a lot of parts of ourselves are just gonna kind of mystify. You know, it's gonna get a little bit steamy, a little bit confusing, but it's all about expressing our emotion. Whenever fire and water join up together, which is Cancer and Leo, this July is shared by fire and water, and then August is shared by earth and fire. So we'll talk more about that in August, but this month was about expressing our emotion. Hopefully we express the way we feel, guys, because the reason why we went through Cancer season was to discover what we felt on a soul level. It was to become cleansed on a maternal level, on a soul awakening level, so that we could step into Leo season knowing the direction forward, knowing our destiny of the North Node, knowing our passion and our drive, you know what I mean? Knowing who we are at a childlike level. Like Leo is all about innocence and becoming a child, but it's also the lion, you know, so it's about being courageous. You know, the things that we weren't brave enough to do at this first half of July, we're all of a sudden gonna gain the passion and drive and will and fire to do. So there's gonna be a lot of things that pick up at the end of July here, and I'm kind of gonna get started on these August videos soon so that I can have these messages out sooner. And then sure enough, we end the month here with the Aquarius total lunar eclipse on July 27th. Now remember, Mercury went retrograde, and this eclipse here, now I'm going to save this for my video tomorrow, but I just want you guys to keep in mind that this eclipse is conjunct Mars in the South Node. So there's going to be a lot of aggressive releasing that goes on collectively. This is some bizarre energy. This is going to be strange to kind of channel, but Aquarius is my 12th house, and I'm definitely going to channel this Uranian, Mars, Saturnian energy. But this eclipse I know is going to be powerful because the eclipse in Cancer a couple weeks ago was so powerful too. This is going to be powerful on a collective level though. Cancer was powerful on an emotional level. This Aquarius lunar eclipse is a blood moon. It's going to be visible for 2 hours for most of us. Just keep, if you guys want to know about those messages, I'm going to have a video coming out tomorrow about that. But you know, that seems to be a bit, that's it for July. These messages are very intense, you guys. So I really hope that you guys are led to watch. I worked very hard trying to get these recorded by the end of the month. And another thing, you know, guys, Cancer is all about the past. So I kept that in mind when I was thinking about, you know, should I do July videos? And I'm like, hell yeah. Because, you know, some of us are going to want to reflect on the month. Like, I just wanted to know what the hell was going on. I just didn't feel right, you know, letting August come in and just starting from August. Like, so I definitely worked really hard to get these recordings out here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and for following me, subscribing, supporting me, even when I took that month-long break. You know, if anything, I realized that this is my passion and that this is what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to get messages from the universe and get some kind of guidance, because holy crap, there's so much going on in the universe right now that, you know, the least I can do is try to help people on a spiritual level, because I've got people that aren't even into astrology coming to me saying, hey, you know, what the hell's going on? I'm like, well, eclipse, well, Cancer season. So thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. Hopefully you enjoy your readings, and yeah, I will see you again in August. Bye. Hi Capricorn. What's going on, guys? Welcome to your July very late 2018 reading, but the Capricorn in me would just not allow me to miss a month of recording. I've recorded monthly videos every month for a year now. It's actually ironic. July of last year is when I started recording my monthly videos, and I just kind of followed through with that every month after July. So I just felt like it was so weird for July to be the month a year later, that it's like almost like I had a year reading of tarot, and I'm like, I cannot turn the other cheek about this month, guys. Like, there is so much going on. There's so much I'm behind on, but I plan to have a lot of videos coming out now that I'm back in my recording space. So all the astrology information is going to be in the beginning of the reading, you guys. There is a few astrological things I would like to talk to you about, Capricorn, in your video, but for the most part I'm going to try to just strictly keep it to tarot in this video. I always talk to you guys on a personal level, so I will talk a little bit about astrology and some of the things going on this month, because I believe it's very related to tarot, related to the messages that usually come up in my videos anyways. But as far as the general astrology going on for July, that will be in my intro video. So if you skipped the intro video, you might want to go back and watch that if you want to know what planets were going on and what was going on there. But as far as you, Capricorn, there is a few things I'd like to talk to you about personally, because it has to do with you as individuals on the zodiac. So we're going to talk about July here. And I know, Capricorn, you guys are more of a future thinking sign, right? You guys are more forward moving, more of the ambitious type. But when I was in the shower just a minute ago, I was thinking about that in order, when we look back, it has a lot to do with what we're doing moving forward. And it's interesting I'm talking to you guys about this because, sorry about my computer. It's interesting I'm talking to you guys about this because Cancer and Capricorn, they're opposite signs, right? Thank you, Mercury retrograde. Mercury's retrograde today, so I'm going to keep my eye out for any weird things happening with my electronics. But I did sage my cards and stuff like that, so we should be good, other than a couple of dings here and there or something. But anyway, as I was saying, it's very strange to talk to you about this, Capricorn, because Capricorn and Cancer together rule the future and the past. Cancer being the past, Capricorn being the future, right? Capricorn being the father, Cancer being the mother energy. So I did a lot of thinking about that throughout July. I was away from my recording environment, but I had a lot of downloads come to me, and I'm hoping that they're still in me somewhere, because I would love to share a lot of the thoughts that I had throughout the last month. It's been a crazy month for me. I am a Capricorn rising. For those of you who are new listening to my channel, so I resonate very much with Capricorn. My first house is Capricorn, although my first house on the zodiac wheel is Pisces. When I was born, Capricorn ascending, you know what I mean? So Capricorn was ascending in my chart, and so that makes me a Capricorn rising. So I resonate so much with this earth energy. So that full moon at the end of June was very, very important for me. And then we had an eclipse in our 7th house. You and I did, Capricorn. Cancer is also my 7th house in my chart. Cancer is your 7th house on the zodiac wheel. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's anything going on in the relationship sector for July, if we're moving into August with, I believe that it's the Capricorn part of me that is causing that, because I'm going through some relationship changes, and it's probably because we have an eclipse in our 7th house. So eclipses, we've got another one of those coming tomorrow in the 2nd house of Capricorn. So the first eclipse of this month was in Cancer, your opposite sign, and it involved Pluto and Capricorn, right? So I did want to talk a little bit about how Pluto and Saturn are still hanging out in Capricorn. So there's still this cosmic, collective, karmic purification going on in our first house. Okay, we have Pluto and Saturn there, and when Pluto and Saturn get together, there's a restriction, there's a purification, there's a purging. So those two energies together are very kind of sinister, for lack of a better word. Pluto and Saturn, they're like, I don't know why, but I'm being shown Grease, like Danny Zuko, like leather wearing, bike riding, hard bad boys. Like, I feel like they have kind of although they're best friends, Pluto and Saturn, they're like, have sometimes a bad influence on each other, but they definitely wreak havoc together, and they're a hell of a pair. I think they like each other. I think they get along, and they're in Capricorn together, really karmically purifying and purging. And there's this karmic transformation that took place with the Capricorn full moon at the end of June, and then Pluto was at 20 degrees while the moon and the sun were new in Cancer, eclipsing each other at 20 degrees. Like, literally, the moon and the sun were both at 20 degrees. And then right across Cancer and Capricorn was Pluto at 20 degrees. So that's an opposition. And that meant that Pluto was a very strong player in that Cancer new moon eclipse, right? And then if we go back a little bit, because we're going to do a lot of talking about the past Capricorn, which, that part of me, there's a part of me that doesn't like to really, dwell on the past, how you climb a mountain backwards, right? It's all about persevering forward with Capricorn, with the ambition and, the responsibility and being ruled by Saturn, I understand. But what goes around comes around, right, guys? We're ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the planet of karma. Karma involves the past, present, and future combining, right? So if we go back in time a bit, because I wasn't able to talk to you guys for the Capricorn full moon, which would have been really gnarly because that was my first house. But I remember what I was doing on that Capricorn full moon. That was a very special full moon for me. It was at 6 degrees Capricorn, and Saturn was at 5 degrees. So although there was 1 degree separating the sun and Saturn, it was still very karmic. It had a lot to do with being aware of what's holding us back and being aware of our own self-boundaries and self-restriction and responsibility, all these limitations, things like that. Our ruling planet, I love Saturn. Saturn is my favorite planet. It's always been my favorite planet. And then I found later out in my mid-20s that I'm actually ruled by Saturn, and I actually have Saturn on my sun. So I understand Saturnian energy, responsibility, restriction, limitations, and karma, all of that good stuff that Saturn rules. Well, at the end of June, moving into July, Capricorn, it's very important we're talking about this because as we step into July as Capricorn energy, sun, moon, rising, doesn't matter, Venus, whatever, all of us have Capricorn somewhere in our chart. And that energy, I don't know about you, Capricorn, but I just haven't been quite the same after that full moon in Capricorn. All right, the last full moon we had about a month ago, end of June, stepping into July, it completely changed my life. And then my life was completely changed again when there's an eclipse in our 7th house of relationships with all people. Friendships, romantic relationships, co-workers, relationships with our kids or our moms and dads, friendships. All these relationships were, it's almost as if when eclipse happens, it's awareness and it's the subconscious and it's the conscious. It's the known and the unknown coming together to eclipse anything out that is stuck in the middle, kind of. So it cleanses us of these gray areas. If it's not light, if it's not dark, then it ain't applying to nothing. So let's just eclipse all this gray out, right? So that's one major thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is that Cancer eclipse. So sorry I wasn't here to talk about that. I will be here tomorrow on the 27th to talk about the Aquarius lunar blood moon super eclipse, change your life, crazy energy aliens. I will definitely be here to talk about the Aquarius eclipse, and I will just be channeling and I'll get a message for everybody. So other than that, Capricorn, we talked about, Pluto and Saturn still being in your first house. Other than that, though, as far as July goes, the first half of July is ruled by Cancer, your 7th house. And then now that we're reached the second half of July going into August, it's going to be our 8th house, you guys. So as a Capricorn, this is about your relationships and also your shared resources with other people, like all of Leo season. So from now until the start of Virgo season, about August 23rd, it's going to be more about the hidden transformation. Like, this is going to be very transforming for you, Capricorn, because Leo is your 8th house. And we are going to talk a bit about Cancer when we get into the reading. That's very emotional, very definitely about our relationships. Maybe we had a lot of emotion come up going into June, especially because there was a grand water trine and then with a grand earth trine. So Capricorn, you were a part of a grand Earth trine with Saturn in your sign, and then Uranus in Taurus, and then Venus in Virgo, I believe. That was an Earth trine. And then we had a water trine with Neptune, Pisces, Jupiter, Scorpio, and Sun in Cancer. So, you know, a couple weeks ago, there were these trines going on with water and earth. So water and earth have been kind of teaming up in the universe. So yeah, that seventh house energy bringing in July first couple. So from the 1st to the 15th, we were underneath, well, from the 1st until from the 1st until the about the 22nd, couple days ago, we were under the influence of very emotional relationships with other people, friendship, whatever. Just we had in a relationship with our emotion, basically. We were in a relationship with our emotion. That's how it is to have a Cancer 7th house. And I know as Capricorn, we're very strong earth, but still, you know, we're in a relationship with our emotions. And it's very interesting how emotions play out in our relationships, right? Because of that, because of Cancer being our 7th house. It's very interesting. So anyway, the energy moves from that emotion, cardinal water, relationship sector, to fixed fire, Leo season, passion, ego, pride, transformation for Capricorn. So I want you guys to prepare for August to be very transforming. It's basically a death and a rebirth. So as I was thinking about Capricorn and how Leo is their 8th house, it's really interesting how much that could really cause you guys to hide what you see. Or, you know, I always thought Capricorn was a very mysterious sign. It is the sign of witches, and you know, we are the devil card in tarot. That says it all, right? Like, we get such a bad rep. A lot of the Capricorns I know are I don't want to say dark and mysterious, but I guess we're going to be that for the next month, you guys, because the 8th house is very dark and mysterious. Darkness is beautiful. Darkness is not, you know, this crazy thing that the movies make it out to be. You know what I mean? That is literally like manufactured darkness. All these ghouls and ghosts and demons and stuff like that. Real darkness is, all it is just, you know, the moon, nighttime. It's the things that are hidden. It's feminine energy. So, you know, I definitely am a dark sider. You know what I'm saying? I got earth and water are dark, air and fire are light. So I have double earth and water, so I'm aware of dark. My spirit is kind of more of the darkness. I've always been a night owl, you know, things like that. I love the moon. So hey, you know, you know, dark and light, there's always a balance. We all have our own dark and light, masculine, feminine. We all have aspects of ourselves that can be seen and unseen. So it's interesting that this is coming up around an eclipse and all this, because dark and light meet when there's an eclipse. The darkness eclipses the light. So it's interesting that there's such a sun-ruled house. Like Leo is all about the sun and expression and happiness and love and light and fire, you know, and then you take Capricorn that literally has that, and they hide all that. So if you ever wondered why you kind of hide what makes you happy as a Capricorn, why you're more serious, it's not only because we're ruled by Saturn. It's not only because, you know, we have a lot of responsibility as young children growing up. Capricorns were literally born with a sense of, like, they were in their mom's womb with a notepad writing out what they were responsible for. You know, it's like they were responsible for their own birth, kind of. Like, we're very responsible people. All jokes aside, very serious, ambitious, responsible people from birth, even if we're young. But even more so, the reason why we're more serious faced, why we have kind of like, we're intimidating. Like, Capricorns are very intimidating, and we're very serious people. And, you know, a lot of people make fun of Capricorn for never smiling or never crying. Well, that's because Leo is our 8th house on the zodiac wheel. So there's this childlike, like, there's a lot of hidden stuff that comes out about our child life too, our childhood. Because Leo rules childhood. And we have Leo in the 8th house on the zodiac wheel. So we hide stuff from our childhoods are very hidden. We had to transform at a very young age. So we really don't feel like we ever were children. A lot of you guys are going to resonate with this. Well, it's all because this Leo energy. So the energy that you're going to be feeling for the next month, Capricorn, you might go inward. You know, we're going to see what the cards say for you. But you might go inward and look at me talking to you about the future. Look what you guys did. We're supposed to be talking about July, but I'm sitting here talking to you about August. But I guess I should save that, guys, for August, and I'm going to be back a lot earlier. Like, I plan to have my videos out first week, second week of August, you know, hopefully, if all goes well. I really need to get caught up. But yeah, guys, lots of information there about Leo 8th, and that's just what I'm channeling, you know. it's very interesting that the sun is hidden for you. So that's enough talking, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. So before I start your reading, Capricorn, it's been so long since I've talked to you. We have the Judgment card here. So we're going to focus on July, guys. I'm sorry to get ahead of myself, but it's been a while since we talked, and I've been going through so much as a Capricorn rising. But this reading, I'm going to get four Wisdom of the House of Night cards, and then I'm going to clarify with this deck, the traditional tarot. But before I get started, I'm going to see where our energy is currently. So whenever you're watching this video, this is going to be symbolic for your energy right now. It's also going to be symbolic for your energy throughout July. So I'm going to wait until I see our ruling tarot card, which is the Devil. And then, yeah, we're going to see where things are at, because it's been so long since I've talked to you guys. And I think it's important that I know where we all stand, you know, coming into July and moving into August, things like that. So just focus your energy, guys. And whenever the cards are shuffled correctly, then, yeah, we will get started with the reading, see where our energy is. Alright, Capricorn energy. Let's see the Devil when Capricorn energy is ready for their July 2018 reading. So I do see a significant Virgo, 3 of Swords. Some of you guys might be heartbroken by a Virgo, but there's new love and a commitment. I relate to that. Definitely some Earth energy coming in. Maybe some of you are with Sagittarius. I'm seeing Virgo, Temperance, the Hermits, Patience, Solitude, the Star card. So that Aquarius eclipse is probably going to be very enlightening for us. We see Leo season coming in. So I'm just paying attention to any of the messages. Definitely Virgo coming out a lot. And the Empress. So I'm not sure what's going on with some of you Capricorns, but I'm seeing Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Taurus, Libra. Definitely the 4 of Wands, 2 of Cups. So I'm just going to kind of focus. Now I'm seeing Scorpio, which is that 8th house energy, right? I'm not sure, Capricorn. I'm just going to wait and see. There's so much going on with us. I'm just going to wait and see what the cards say to me. Some of that might apply, though, to the reading. I'm definitely seeing the 3 of Swords. Sorry if that's loud, you guys. But let's just shuffle here until we see the Devil. Now, Capricorn is a very patient sign being ruled by Saturn. And as I talk about Saturn, I see the World card, which is a Saturn card. So there could even be something here about being patient in our solitude, being patient with our emotions, since the King of Cups just came out and flipped over. Something about emotional clarity. But since it's taking quite a while, and I keep seeing like the Hermit and the High Priestess, it's kind of, I'm feeling the energy of just us being patient moving into August, even though this is the July energy. I don't know why I think it's because I'm a Capricorn and I'm just ready to persevere forward. Like, a lot of us are probably just really happy that the July is over, because it was pretty tough on all of us, right? Like, that was our opposite energy. Cancer season is the opposite, the polar opposite of Capricorn. Cancer is the shadow of Capricorn. So a lot of shadow stuff comes up. A lot of relationship stuff comes up for Capricorn and Cancer season. So I feel like a lot of us we were patient a lot in July. We just kind of got through in our own way, tried to be as patient, just waited for better times. And now we're headed into, you know, a more time of transformation. We're about to transform, you guys, for sure. And, you know, if there's anything about a transformation that I know, you have to be really patient for the changes to take place, because they're really, really important changes, right? And I'm seeing 2 9s here, so definitely something here almost about to complete. I'm seeing Taurus a lot, and now here you are, Capricorn. So this is our ruling tarot card for those of you who are not aware of that. One of the most misunderstood tarot cards right here. So that makes us one of the most misunderstood signs, right? When I first started reading tarot, the Devil card gave me the heebie-jeebies. It kind of scared me. But now I welcome the Devil card whenever he or she should show up. Because this Devil card is very important for certain readings. If there's someone who's in a codependent relationship, this Devil card needs to come out. If there's someone who's dealing with addiction or toxicity, or someone feels chained to something karmic, This is also for soul ties. But did you guys know? I don't know all the readers that you guys watch, but the devil card also is symbolic for like deep lust and passion. And you know, a lot of signs have been getting lust. So we'll see if lust comes out for us, Capricorn. But I'll tell you right now, in the Virgo reading, in the Leo reading, and in the, oh shoot, who was it? There was a third one. Virgo, Leo, and Scorpio? Yeah, Virgo, Leo, and Scorpio. They all got lust in their reading this month, heading into August. In their last card, which is symbolic for the how we entered August, they got lust. So yeah, and then there was someone who got the devil card as well. I believe it was Leo. So they're dealing with some very lustful energy. So I just kind of wanted to share that, because a lot of people see this as just a dark subconscious card. Well, this is actually the Lover's card. This is the what's hidden behind the Lover's card. Like if the Lover's card is neglected, the Gemini card, and that's because Capricorn is the 8th house of Gemini. So when the Lovers go dark, this is the dark twin of Gemini, basically. The Lovers is the good twin, and then because you have these two people here, you know, so this is a union. But it is an interesting card. I'm not trying to like, you know, butter it up, because, you know, us Capricorns, we like to keep things real and straight to the point. So I'm not gonna lie, like this card does symbolize some pretty dark stuff, but you know, it's about seeing through that darkness. It's about, you know, really sifting through your own subconscious, because this person, this being, this illustration is inside of us all. Like the devil is not some man. I mean, I know that there's certain gods and stuff like that people like worship and stuff, but I don't believe in the devil as some kind of demon that's alive. I believe that the devil is a subconscious force. And I believe that biblically, I don't read the Bible, but biblically the devil is a metaphor for what happens to man, or what happens to a god when he becomes man. And I heard that from Dolo the Pilot Man. You know, that was just an interesting theory. I have yet to record the video that I've been wanting to record. I wanted to fucking record it on the Capricorn full moon, but I wasn't around any recording stuff. I didn't have like a good environment. I was living with someone at the time that didn't approve of tarot. But I have a video in mind that will be coming sometime in the future about this card, and about what I really think the devil means and what I really think God means, because I just think the devil and God are in us all, and we all have light and dark. But it's very interesting how we can become chained to the things that we hide in our subconscious. That's what this means. You know, if this card comes up for you in a tarot reading, you're doing it yourself. Like this guy doesn't seek you out. He doesn't taunt you or chain you. Like these people are willingly staying there. So this talks about addictions, you know, where, you know, I don't want to get into the whole addiction. Is it a disease or is it a choice? Because goodness, with this Demi Lovato stuff going on right now, I ain't going to say nothing about that. I'm just saying these people are choosing to stay chained to a person, place, or thing. So yeah, Capricorn, this is our ruling card. You know, a while back, it was a couple of videos ago, I wanted to share a thought that came to me during a meditation, and it was about the devil card. And it's so interesting that people think that this being is chaining them. But what if these two beings are actually manipulating this force? And the reason I thought about that is because of Capricorn, and in the relationship Capricorn has to toxicity, being, you know, ruled by the devil card, being ruled by Saturn and karma. Sometimes there's karmic toxicity, you know. And I did channel in my last video for you guys that Capricorns can stay in very toxic situations for very longer than what other people can, because we're used to that toxic energy. We can kind of be responsible with it. So there's a lot of responsible addicts that are Capricorns, and those are called functioning addicts, because, you know, and that might be why I'm one of those, because Capricorn just has a lot of integrity. So, you know, that's just something they're coming up with this card. And speaking of your guys' last video, whew, I was thinking last night about how big of shoes it is to fill. I'm not sure if you watched my video for June for Capricorn, but if you are new to my channel, I would definitely suggest, even though that's quite in the past, that is a video that has certain messages. Oh my goodness, that is one of my favorite tarot videos that I've ever done. The energy present in that tarot video for the Capricorn June video last month, it was really intense. It's called The Horned God. And a lot of messages there. I had a lot of you guys reach out to me. I met a lot of new people because of that video. And so it was very karmic, and my Capricorn rising was very much present. But okay, Capricorn, what I'm gonna do, just haven't talked to you guys in so long, so there's a lot coming up, and I'm sorry if your video is like an hour and 40 minutes long, but so this is our energy for July. Okay, we are symbolized as this devil. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the first 4 cards off the top of the deck, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna let me know symbolically what's going on for us in July. A lot of you are gonna resonate with it as soon as you watch this, because this is your most present energy. We're gonna do this before we get into the actual July spread. This is you in July, Capricorn. We are this devil right now. We're gonna lend our energy to this devil card. So before I pull the first 4 cards to see what's going on in July with us, I'm gonna look at the devil card and see if anything pops out at me. And a lot is popping out at me already. I mean, a lot pops out at me with this card anyways. So for some reason, when I first looked down at the devil card, I was led right to the flames here. There's this wand in this devil's hand, right, in this figure's hand. So that reminds me of passion. It's reminding me of Leo season right now. So, you know, this is July energy. So there's something here about July and how that's going to, obviously this is Leo season, right? So when Leo season comes in, I'm led to this fire here by that guy's tail, right? So, you know, I'm seeing earth and I'm seeing fire. So some of you might be with other earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Others of you might be with a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. I'm not sure if there's an earth sign and a fire sign chained together, because my spirit guides are showing me their tails. And I see a tail with some grapes on it, which is earth, and then fire. So a lot of you guys are with fire signs, or a lot of you guys have fire and earth energy in your chart. Capricorn, this is a card that comes up for codependent relationships. This is a card that comes up for toxicity, manipulation, passion, sex, lust, karma. So this is all coming up for us in July. And you know, I don't know why, but I'm feeling like July was probably kind of one of our darker months, because I am being led to see the darkness in this card. This is a subconscious realm. You know, this card talks about how, you know, the devil or devilish energies, they can only exist in our subconscious mind. So what that reminds me of is Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is the 12th house of Capricorn. So you want to make sure that you're expanding your subconscious into light. You know, you're an earth sign, Capricorn, so you know we do a lot of overthinking sometimes. So whatever we felt chained to in July is coming up here. Whatever person, place, or thing resonates with this. Now we're going to see what's going on with these 4 cards, but I'm already channeling something here. There could be a toxic force in our life. You know, this could be something that's alive, something that's metaphysical. It could be a person, place, or thing, a job. A lot of us, it's going to be a job, or it's going to be a way of living, a drug, or something like that, or a person. But I want you to look back at July and think about all the times you felt chained to a person, place, or thing. You know, all the times that you felt dark, and all the times that you felt ominous energies. Because I know I say that I don't believe in, like, the devil and God, but there are certain energy forces that vibrate at a much lower level. And as grounded earth signs, you know, we could definitely feel that. The more spiritual Capricorns, we can definitely pick up on that. So I just channeled something about us being the cardinal earth sign, which basically means Capricorn likes to move forward with grounded action. If there's something wrong, if there's something that we get in our mind, we like to move forward almost immediately, because we're goats, because we're ambitious, because we climb that mountain, right? Well, I see these 2 people are chained, and there could have been a rather negative force stopping you from doing something in July, because these people are chained, and, you know, they ain't going to be able to move forward groundedly, you know. But the thing is there was something in July that we probably could have got away from very easily, but we're choosing to stay chained to it, because that's the main thing that sticks out to me in the devil card, that these chains are way big enough for you see how small their heads are, and see how, you know, large those chain necklaces are. They could leave anytime. So there's something here. Some of you Capricorns need to hear that you can leave this toxic person, place, or thing at any time. It's just, you know, you're going to have to enter the darkness of your subconscious first. And a lot of us don't ever do that. So that's why we always stay with these things. So if you're ready, Capricorn, that's about all I'm going to channel from the devil card. I'm going to use the the other 4 cards to see what's going on. So let's see what's right behind us in July. And I had already got a glimpse of that Ten of Swords, so I kind of knew that. So definitely some darkness going on, Capricorn. Ten of Swords right behind us in July. And I know a few Capricorns who did personal readings in July, and this Ten of Swords has been kind of haunting Capricorn. It's been haunting me. I didn't know if it was the Pisces in me or if it was the Capricorn that is getting this Ten of Swords, but you know, the number 10 is always important to come up for us, guys, because the 10th house is Capricorn. So I want to say that we're led to handle the energy of completion with ambition and with, you know, drive and responsibility. You know, we're just supposed to handle this kind of head forward. This is definitely a mountain here. This is a painful ending. Now, this is a strong air energy, so this is very mental. Now, some of us could be dealing with Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy, but this is definitely air, so it could even be painful conversations, painful thoughts, mental anxiety, but this is betrayal. So a lot of us dealt with betrayal in July, dealt with, you know how it is as a Capricorn to feel very betrayed. You know, we're too responsible to ever let anyone come in and make us feel like this. This is not... Capricorns very rarely allow this energy for them to feel it. So a lot of us probably felt this subconsciously. We walked around and we looked and felt fine physically. No one would have ever known that this was going on under the surface for us in July. But this tells me that a lot of us are going through painful endings in July. And this could be mental. It could be with an air sign. It could be our thoughts. But our thoughts are coming up here. I knew the fucking Nine of Swords would show up. I knew this Nine of Swords. We have the Seven of Cups, you guys. So we're moving down the energy, very dark energy for July for Capricorn. You know, I'm trying to be modest here. The Pisces in me is trying to be sweet, but the Cap in me is like, hell yeah, it was dark as fuck. This is Cancer season we're talking about here. So a lot of confusion around our emotions in July. Had a lot of options, but it's like we were in a lot of pain. And we felt betrayed, and we're being very careful about what we choose emotionally. This is Cancer season. This is how Cancer season feels to a lot of earth signs. Because Cancer season, you know, it awakens the soul. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So the fact that our moon was awakened, the sun was there where the moon was. So it definitely, everyone becomes aware of how they feel in July. So when everyone becomes aware how they feel all at the same time, it could be very, very Seven of Cups-ish, which is this energy here. Very overwhelmed. This is the dream realm. This is a card of illusion. This is a card of confusion and having lots of options emotionally. But the reason why this man is in a silhouette, he's kind of a dark figure, right? A lot of dark figures. This is us. This is us in July, feeling very dark. Now, if there was any interesting dreams that you had in July, you might want to take a note of them, because for some reason, Capricorn's subconscious is coming up here for July. Very strong subconscious energy. Now, it's interesting that there's a lot of emotion we're hiding in our subconscious, right? A lot of pain, a lot of darkness. Not all of these cups are good. You know, this talks about lots of different things emotionally. You know, we've got a few cups there. So what I always think about when I see this card is, imagine that there's 7 cups on a table and they're filled with water. But there's 7 cups on a table filled with water. They're clear, right? And there's a significant amount of those cups that have a drop of poison in it. But the poison was clear, you know, so it looks as if all the cups are just clear water, but you know that about 4 of these cups have poison in them. So you try to choose between 7 cups that look the same, you know what I mean? So it's about looking a little bit deeper, because some of these emotional options in July were toxic for us. I don't know which one we chose. I don't know really how we got through this energy, but you know, this is coming out right after the Ten of Swords. So there could have been like some kind of mental painful completion due to some kind of betrayal or some sort of emotional confusion around this painful ending. Could have been because we were chained to someone or toxic or something like that. This is definitely an ending though. The ending to something painful and toxic and manipulative for most of us, or just Capricorn going through mental changes. But I'm definitely feeling betrayal for some of us. I'm definitely feeling this is ultimate pain. But the good thing about the Ten of Swords, I don't want to forget to say, is that the card that comes right after the Ten of Swords is the Ace of Swords. So, we're almost, this kind of lets me know that because we decided to complete this pain, or because the universe completed this pain for us, we're very close to clarity. We're very close to the Ace of Swords. And it's interesting that this is the lack of clarity. So there's going to be some confusion that we had to go through in July, some pain, some confusion, some emotional options, different options. This is kind of like the seventh house of Cancer, because there's 7 cups, right? And it's water. So this is the 7 of water. Our 7th house is ruled by water. So what if we had a lot of different emotions invested into our feelings with other people? Like we might have had decisions to make, some emotional confusion surrounded by our families, our kids, our siblings, our boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, co-workers. Just, I feel like Capricorn was very confused emotionally in July. And also it had a lot of hidden pain. Like this is all happening in our subconscious. Definitely. Because now we have the 9 of Swords. So I kind of intuitively felt like the 9 of Swords was going to be here. But I like how this is looking, because we moved from the 10 of Swords to there's some confusion here now. Like this is a hell of a combination, and my stomach is starting to hurt during this reading because there's just some really heavy energy, okay? There's some confusion, there's some emotional confusion behind something that ended, and then something that we went back to, or something like that, because we have the 10 and then the 9. So, usually the 9 of Swords would come before the 10 of Swords. Usually we're up late at night having mental anxiety, thinking about this thing until we finally realize that there's a sword missing. We get that last sword, because this is the 9, right? And we've got 2 9s in our reading. Remember, I said that when I was shuffling, that I kept seeing a bunch of 9s. So I knew intuitively that in July, Capricorn is very close to completing some sort of cycle of karmic darkness. And this is all happening in our mind, because we have a lot of mental energies, a lot of subconscious darkness coming up for you, Capricorn, which I kind of channeled from the Devil card as well. So the lady here in this picture she's up at 3, 4, 5 in the morning, like I was last night, just overthinking, insomnia, not sleeping really well, having nightmares, just having mental anxiety about probably 9 different things. I know Earth can very much be very overthinking, because we're very logical. So when you're a very logically ruled person, sometimes you overthink a lot, like Virgo and Taurus. So this is us in July. Any time in July where we were up late at night and we could not sleep, we had a lot of thoughts that would wake us up, tossing and turning. I definitely felt this in July. So I bet a lot of you did too. But this energy is what usually comes first. And then this woman has to make the decision to stab herself one last time, allow this person, place, or thing to, this is mental acceptance. Like this is this energy completing. But it's interesting because we have the 10 of Swords first. And then, we're kind of confused about this pain, this betrayal, this emotion, this subconscious darkness. We're very confused about it. And it's like we don't allow it. We don't allow it to end. We take a step back. Instead of moving towards the Ace of Swords, we take a step back. Like something was ended. Something was over. Something was painful. It was a painful completion, ultimate betrayal. And maybe instead of letting it heal, we kept it alive in our subconscious or something. And many of us went back to overthinking that. So I'm going to tell you right here that this is one of the darkest combinations of cards I have ever seen. So if there's anything that lets me know how dark July might have been for most of us Capricorn energy, like a lot of us dealt with mental subconscious demons, psychic attack, where there's literally energy projected at you from other people that you feel, and all of a sudden you have an anxiety attack. This is darkness, guys. And I know I felt darkness as well as a Capricorn rising. The full moon, so about a month ago when the full moon was in Capricorn, the moon was filled with light. And the moon controls our emotions. The moon controls our subconscious. So about a month ago, our subconscious was enlightened. There was light, just like Aquarius. Aquarius is about to have their subconscious enlightened. And then after Aquarius, Pisces are going to have their subconscious. And so almost the entire zodiac wheel has been enlightened, because once the moon is full in Pisces, the moon goes back into the first house And this is a complete cycle. Aries is the first house, Pisces is the last house. So after the full moon in Pisces in September, when we move into that Aries full moon, that means all of us have been awakened subconsciously, because we've all, Aries, Taurus, all the zodiac signs have experienced a full moon in their first house. So a lot of us, so when there's light put in your first house, like when your soul, the moon is your soul, the moon is your emotions, the moon is what you feel, the moon is your subconscious, right? So when light is there, a lot of darkness is like awakened, you know what I mean? Like when you shine light on the dark, it goes away. So that full moon brought a lot of this stuff up, you guys. Now I do want to tell you that there is light in the distance. You know, this is Leo season. This is Leo season coming in there. And I just feel like a lot of us were very, very emotionally overwhelmed and confused. This is like, with these cards together, it makes me feel like we had a lot of crazy dreams, because this card is symbolic for nightmares and like insomnia, like having negative energy, negative mental thoughts before bed. And then this is actually the card of the dream realm. So there's a lot of subconscious 12th house energy coming up. So I feel like a lot of us had some really interesting dreams. Because as earth signs, what we don't process emotionally in our waking life, it'll follow us into the dream realm, you know, and we'll have to sift out through it there. So a lot of darkness, guys. I see darkness in each of these cards, a lot of dark subconscious emotions, a lot of pain, and you know, there's something here about, you know, still staying up at night about something that, you know, it's an ending. Maybe maybe something ended and, you know, we're just confused about it and still thinking about it up at late at night. So I don't know what this is for you guys, but whatever it is, it's most likely emotionally draining, toxic. You feel chained to it. It's karmic. It's subconscious for sure. I'm getting that as clear as day, like dark subconscious forces. But it's interesting that the underlying energy is another 9. It's the 9 of Cups. So right after the 9 of Swords, we have the 9 of Cups, and then we have the Queen of Swords underneath that. So some of us are going to get some sort of wish or emotional clarity. This is definitely us speaking our truth about what we want. You know, this is the Queen of Swords really, really being clear. Really, she might be a bitch about this, because the Queen of Swords is communicating very clearly about what she wants to be surrounded by emotionally. None of that confusing shit. Like, all of us have wishes as Capricorn, right? There's certain things that we would really like to come to fruition. So there's an underlying energy here about speaking and communicating and gaining clarity emotionally. Because the 9 of Cups is a man who is surrounded by everything he could possibly want. And maybe that's why we were confused. But it's like, to have 2 9s, like there's going to be a mental and emotional completion moving into August. Even though there was already a mental, like whatever completed at the beginning, or whenever, it doesn't have to be the beginning of July, but whatever you felt, whatever pain you felt in July, if any of you went through breakups or betrayal or mental pain, anxiety, if anyone backstabbed you in July, whatever was over, something was over in July for you, Capricorn, and it was very painful, and it caused you. Yes, you had options, but you were so confused, you know. And it's interesting that I used the metaphor of the poison, right? There's 7 cups in front of you. They're all filled with water, but you know some of them have poison in it. Well, it's interesting because the devil card can mean toxicity, you know what I mean? So be careful who you're investing yourself in emotionally moving into August, because there could be some secret toxicity going on there. So I definitely see some of that. Maybe some of you guys are doing some drinking. So if there's any Capricorns out there doing some drinking, excessive smoking like me, then, you know, we want to be careful about that, because we're probably up at night regretting that, something like that. But, you know, in a nutshell, what I see is that Capricorn went through or is going through some painful completions. They're very karmic. They're very toxic. They're codependent. Could even be a manipulation. Some of us could have gotten manipulated. So go back to July and think about what this 10 of Swords means for you, because you felt this. You know, my cards don't lie. All of us felt this in a different way. This is a general reading, so I'm not sure as far as what this is about. It might come up in our reading, but there was a painful completion that caused emotional confusion. It caused a lot of nightmares and just dark subconscious energy. We were in the dream realm a lot. And so we probably just didn't want to fucking go to sleep. You know, like a lot of us were just up at night because we did not want to enter our dark subconscious because of what we were chaining ourselves to. So all we have is air and water. Literally sword, sword, cup, cup, and then even a sword underneath there. In the Four of Wands. So there's some sort of commitment coming as well. The Four of Wands is sneaking up for our reading a lot. So there is a celebration of some kind of wish, maybe even with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But it could be any sign, you guys. Everybody has water and air somewhere in their chart. But the fact that there's water and air in our reading, it tells me that we really need to gain emotional clarity. You know, we really need to gain spiritual clarity because water is spirit, emotion, you know, things like that. Air is intellect. So there's some emotional thoughts here because come on now, why would we have only cups and water? There's no pentacles and there's no fire. So there's also a need to express the need for grounding. Like Capricorn doesn't feel very grounded after Cancer season because of all that fucking water. It's just like a forest that gets over rained on. You know, there's all these puddles of water that it could kill a plant. Like Earth could potentially be drowned by water if you overwater it. You know, everything has to be in moderation. So there's a lot of emotion here and there's a lot of mental energy and not enough fire, not enough earth. So we need to express ourselves more going into July. Hopefully, going into August. Hopefully Leo season will help with the missing fire here. And then, you know, we are the cardinal earth. So we always have the option and the capability to move forward with grounded action. You can always call on the Mother Earth, you know, for energy, you know, so that we can be grounded. So there is definitely a need. Maybe there's, I don't know if a lot of us are just dealing with earth and water signs, and maybe if you're dealing with an earth sign or a fire sign, they could feel like very misplaced in your life, you know. So let's get started with this reading. I'm going to try to be kind of quick here so that you're not watching forever, but I'm also just going to let things flow. And I don't know why I just looked up at my candle while I'm talking about fire missing, because my candle is like barely burning, dude. I'm not sure if you see that, but the candle is like barely burning in there. And we just talked about fire missing. And I don't know if some of you are dealing with a Sagittarius. But Sagittarius had that same problem. And I really want this candle to stay lit. I really want this light to stay lit. And as soon as I say that, the light goes off. So, alright, Capricorn. I feel very creepy right now. Like, I'm a Pisces. I'm very intuitive. I can feel when there's certain things happening for certain reasons. And I just feel like there's something symbolic here about darkness. You know, candles going out. We had the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords. A lot of dark energy, my friends. So no fucking wonder I was feeling all that. You know, we do have Pluto. Maybe it's because of Pluto. Pluto's the lord of the underworld. I don't know what that was about, but we have Rigid. This is my Capricorn card. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that that was it. And I did have a few more cards pop out, but they were kind of crazy. I think all 4 of our cards just popped out, but we'll shuffle and see what comes out. So of course, Capricorn. This is my Capricorn card. This has come up for you guys so much. So this is Rigid. This is how we entered July. This is going to be the first week of July, okay? Second week, first half of the month, second half of the month, okay? So, yeah, the reason why Rigid came out is because of a message. So some of you guys could have gotten a very cold message. Maybe there was some very cold communication. Because we do have the 30 here. So I'm not sure if July 30th is going to be important. I want you guys to pay attention to what you're feeling on July 30th, even though this is the beginning. So this could even be June 30th. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably June 30th, since this is symbolic for how we enter July. Even if, I don't know if yeah, I'm pretty sure June has 30 days. But yeah, this is symbolic for how we enter July. So July was very rigid. You know how that is, Capricorn. So what this card talks about is the walls that we've built up against people and the walls that other people have built up against us. So this card has come out a lot for you guys. And then we have message at the bottom of the deck. So there was some rigid communication. You guys got a very cold message going into July. Maybe there was just cold communication with somebody. But I'm definitely seeing some rigid communication. You know what I mean? So let's see what the second card is for Capricorn. We have the High Priestess of Air. So yeah, a lot of air energy is coming up for us. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this has to do with our thoughts. I'm actually going to read from the book about the High Priestess of Air. And there's something about our mental energy that we need to understand. Because the reason why the High Priestess of Air came out is the underlying energy of understanding. So there's something here about understanding an air sign, understanding rigid communication, why people are being so cold, wise to us. And then this is the 43. 4 plus 3 is 7. So definitely this is 7 and 6 here, so some synchronicities. There's some people in our relationships, Cancer brought up our relationships a lot. So there's something we need to understand about the relationships we have with other people, all people, especially if they communicate in a very cold way to us in July, especially if they're an air sign. So there's something mental, basically, that we need to understand about our relationships and about our lifestyle because of that number 6 and because of that the 7. So definitely an understanding energy. Oh my God, Capricorn, look at what card came out. And it came out in reverse. Lust. This card is coming out for a lot of fucking people. Now for us, there is Lilith, okay? You guys might want to do your own research on Lilith. But Lilith is a very sexual energy. She's kind of a demon in astrology. She's a dark part of all our charts. So that might be why lust is coming out for us, Capricorn, because Lilith. Now, I feel like Leo had this. So if you have Leo energy, or if you're dealing with a Leo, you might want to check their video out. I'm pretty sure it was Leo. Because the reason why lust is on the table, you guys, is because of forbidden. Okay, this is the number 18. The forbidden card comes out. Look at the gargoyles, real scary, closed door, right? This is a closed door. This is like that 10 of swords. This is the universe telling us no about a person, place, or thing. This card talks about, if we lust after people that are bad for us, if we have a toxic desire, the universe will whisper no into that person, place, or thing's ear to not accept us. So if we want someone who's toxic for us, the universe will literally conspire against that. That's what this card talks about. So this is straight up forbidden lust. So there's something here about, really saying no to lustful energies, or just, during the 3rd week of July, understanding lust in a different way and forbidding it. But there's something here about saying no means no, learning more about what lust truly is, learning more about lustful thoughts. Oh man, we have forbidden lust. I knew lust would come out for us. I just figured. Now Capricorn's on the lust train, even though Leo, Virgo, and Scorpio got lust right here. So we're a little bit ahead on the lust train, okay? And then we have strength right here. Letting go, strength. Some of you guys are letting go of a Leo that's very lustful and obsessed with you, toxic, something like that. I'm not sure, guys. But Capricorn is on the lust train a little bit before Scorpio, Virgo, and Leo, because they get it going into August. We are feeling lustful at the 3rd week of August. 3rd week of July, not the 4th week of July. Okay, so let's see how we do go into August. This 4th card is going to be the 4th house. The 4th card is going to be the 4th week of July. It's going to be symbolic for how Capricorn ended July and how we're moving into August. So let's get one solid card to complete this reading for Capricorn, the cardinal earth sign, July 2018 messages. So what is that last card? How do we end the month as Capricorn? July 2018, please. Loyalty. Lust and loyalty, huh? Okay. So we have loyalty coming up. And we have the 33 there. And that, and we end with loyalty. So there's something that we head into August with loyalty, about loyalty in our job, loyalty in a relationship. And it's damn loyalty. It is definitely loyalty, because your underlying energy for this whole reading is oath, the 49. So this is a promise. This is telling you to, think back about the promises that have been made to you, the promises that you've made to others, Capricorn. We'll go back to that energy in a little bit, but there's some sort of oath here that you're taking with a person. It might be someone that you have a passionate connection with. It might be someone that you're loyal to or that you desire. But this is a hell of a reading, and I want to get clarifying because we're running out of time. But just real quick here, I stopped shuffling I see the moon and I see justice. So something about a karmic moon or a Libra. Someone might have if you know anybody that has a Libra moon, for those of you who are into astrology, if you know anyone that has a Libra moon, that just came up a bit. So maybe you have a Libra moon watching, I'm not sure, but okay. So this is July in a nutshell for us. First 2 weeks, last 2 weeks, first half of the month, last half of the month. First week, second week, third week, fourth week. So I'm definitely seeing that the first half of the month, guys, was very rigid and cold and dark, and there was these walls, and maybe we felt like the light was being blocked out from us, especially mentally. There's a lot of mental darkness coming up, and this is even mental darkness, like this rigid and high priestess of air. To me, there's a hint there that talks about mental blocks. Like there might have been some kind of mental subconscious block that made us very rigid and defensive and cold, you know what I mean? So we might have really built up walls mentally at the beginning of the month, and there was a reason why, because we got betrayed. A lot of Capricorn is going through so much, like we feel very betrayed and hurt. Second half of the month looks a little bit more lustful, looks a little bit more obsessive. It looks like there's something we get committed to, though. I did keep seeing that Four of Wands, so there's some kind of commitment here. All right, I don't know who this is for, but we have the Emperor and the Eight of Swords. So some of us feel very trapped and powerless. Maybe some of us are with Aries. There could be a Capricorn with Aries. I know a few Capricorn Aries relationships. Some of us literally feel mentally. Now here's that Eight of Swords. So we've gotten all the dark swords. So there's something here about knowing our power and having the power to release. This is like the Devil card. The Eight of Swords is a mental prison. We're in this mental prison, and then there's this dictator. So there's this father energy. There's some sort of authority figure that makes us feel trapped. This could be someone who's very cocky and manipulative and an asshole. But there's a few of us who feel this with an Aries energy. Like we might feel trapped away or trapped. Maybe there's an Aries that we're not seeing, but we worked really hard on this. But the Emperor and the Eight of Swords, to me, is talking about stepping back into our own power. And because if this woman, if she just paid attention to the way that she felt, if she just put her feet in her emotion, then she would literally be able to break free from this mental prison. And there is definitely a mental imprisonment for Capricorn in July that we're busting out of as we step into our masculinity, as we step into our authority. So that could have been a father energy for some of you, or just some kind of authority figure somewhere. You guys are going to know what that means. So that was a message coming out for somebody. Definitely an Aries showing up. Some of you might have Aries energy or something. Just pay attention to any Aries in your life, because they could potentially help you become untrapped. Two of Swords. A lot of mental energy. Definitely someone who's blindfolding their emotion, right? And the more we did this in July, Capricorn, the more we stayed mentally conflicted, and the more we ignored our emotions, the more confusing it got. So there's this, the cards are repeating themselves. Like what it is, Capricorn, is there's subconscious darkness. We ignored our emotions, which confused us. We were confused, and the reason why the Two of Swords came out for rigid is the Eight of Wands. So either way, there was some kind of rigid message, because this is another message. And then we had message come out for rigid, remember? So we were very confused about a very cold message or something like that. Now, this could go either way. We could have also given a very cold message. Like somebody was communicating with us very cold at the beginning of the month. They were being very rigid. They were being very blocked off. To me, this means blocked off, because we have the Two of Swords and this wall, this rigid, you know what I mean? So there was something we just weren't seeing emotionally. And it was because of some kind of information that came in, okay? That's very simple. And then we have the High Priestess of Air, which talks all about mental. Talks all about you know, our thoughts, and it's the number 6, and we have the 5 of Pentacles. Lots of dark ass cards coming out for Capricorn. One of the darkest readings I've ever done. So 5 of Pentacles. I'm not sure if there's a you know, this is definitely feeling left out in the cold. So there's a lot of cold energy. Like your reading, Capricorn, is literally dark and cold. Like if this reading had an environment, it would be like one of those cold cellars, you know, with a lot of chains, like maybe an old boiler room, even though it's very cold and not hot like a boiler room. But yeah, we're feeling, some of us are very stressed out about finances at the beginning of July. This is the second week where we feel very mentally left out in the cold. You know, there's a lot of mental confliction in this reading, a lot of cold, dark thoughts. And this may have to do with our worth. It may have to do with another earth sign. It may have to do with an air sign. It may have to do with logic and intellect. But this is a card that comes out for people who fear poverty. So I'm not sure if there was some really cold conversations taking place about finances, but someone left you out in the cold mentally. Like you felt mentally all alone. And not only that, but to top it all off, you definitely felt really worried about finances as well or something. Or for some of you, this is your worth. For some of you, this is your job or your value. But the reason why the 5 of Pentacles is on the table is because of the 10 of Swords. So, you know, maybe this 5 of Pentacles is what's completing painfully. This is a very painful process of, you know, letting something end that made you feel poor. It made you feel homeless. It makes you feel dark and alone. You know, even though this is like, there's someone who was with you, you know what I mean? But this could be, you know, this is someone who's younger. Maybe you're older than them, but there's an age difference between the two of you. And the only good thing I feel from this is that this fear of poverty, this fear of financial stability, this fear of being left out in the cold logically, or left out in the cold all alone to fend for yourself, that could be what's painfully ending. But there's a lot of pain wrapped around this High Priestess of Air and this 5 of Pentacles. So lots of thoughts, a lot of dark thoughts about, you know, being poor, being homeless, being left out in the cold. You possibly, maybe you were left out in the cold and betrayed. You could have been very betrayed financially. And then we have the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Wands come out. So some fire energy coming in. Like, you need to rest, Capricorn, because we have the 4 of Swords. You guys need to rest and isolate yourself, because we have I literally see the Hermit, the 10 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the 4 of Swords. But this message here is like something's coming in quick. And it's this 10 of Wands, like there's a burden coming in. There's a message here that's going to burden you or something, and you're going to need to rest. So that might be having to do with this energy still. But let's move on to lust. What is lust about for Capricorn? What is lust about for Capricorn? Why is lust here for Capricorn? The third week of July is lustful for Capricorn. Oh my God. Do not like this energy, Capricorn. This is the 7 of Swords. This is the 7 of Swords. This is a manipulative energy. This is coming out for lust. Now remember, lust was upside down when I picked it up. So I'm just gonna kind of turn that upside down because I'm just feeling led to do that. But it could also be right side up. It's gonna depend on you, Capricorn, whether you want this lust to continue. But I tell you, when this card fell on the ground, it was reversed. So it kind of needs to be in reverse. Now, this is the 7 of Swords. Cheating, stealing, lying energy. This man is sneaking around. He's stealing mentally. Now, this is not okay for our reading because, you know, obviously there was something stolen from us mentally because we're dealing with a lot of mental conflict. Now, this is another air sign, so I want you to be very wary of the air signs that are in your life because there's just too much air energy in our reading, Capricorn, to not speak directly to those of you who are dealing with Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, okay? Because they could be very, very mentally manipulating. I see a lot of mental manipulation, and I see you losing sexual attraction for someone who cheats on you, betrays you, steals from you, right? This energy is not good. Some of you guys are with people who are cheating on you. Some of you guys are with people that are lying to you. They're betraying you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. They might be literally stealing from you. The reason why the 7 of Swords is on the table is the 8 of Cups. So come the end of July, a lot of Capricorn energy is going to be emotionally leaving behind energies that are strictly sexual and nothing else. Like there's a lot of good sex, but there's nothing else. Like, you know, you might have been having a lot of good sex. You might have been obsessed for a while about this person, place, or thing. But, you know, this eclipse is coming in at this end of the month to really awaken us to the energies around us. We're going to start seeing people like this in our life. Now, this could be a friend. It could be, it's more of a foe, really. But this could be a friend. This could be a lover. This could be a parent. This could be, there's someone in your life that you need to look out for, Capricorn, because they are betraying you. They are manipulating you. They are taking from you. And you could even be having sex with this person. But, you know, you're clearly turning this energy around. You're going to start actually focusing on you and your soul and your spiritual journey. And yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult to leave this behind emotionally. But, you know, you were really invested emotionally in this, but you're walking towards your own soul. This could be that eclipse, the moon and the sun, you see. So this full moon in Aquarius is really going to awaken Capricorn to all the ways that they've been betrayed. I feel like Capricorn is doing a lot of emotionally walking away in July. I've seen several illustrations in the card where your back is towards emotion, like this card. You know, you're building up a wall. And you know what, Capricorn? You have every right to be rigid in July. You had every right to be kind of cold and standoffish because there's too much going on. And you're walking away from it. You're walking away from somebody that you had the 10 of cups with. You know, you are walking away from something is completing emotionally. It's not balanced. You're not getting as much as you're giving in. You know, so you're walking away from all that emotion, and someone is going to be shocked that you finally do that because they betrayed you for the last time. So I feel sorry for anybody who played or who betrayed Capricorn in July because we are ruled by Saturn, motherfuckers. Saturn's in our fucking sign. Yeah, Saturn might be retrograde, but listen, ho, you're still going to be seen because look in the corner here. And you know what, Capricorn? Okay, Page of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, cool. This card talks about a man who's stealing from a military base. He's stealing all these swords from a military base, but these soldiers in the background literally can see what he's doing. So a few things coming up here that I just channeled, which is Capricorn rules the military because Saturn rules the military. Saturn rules people in authority. So it's really stupid. Now, for a very, very, very few of us, this could be our energy. You know, you could be the Capricorn that's doing the betraying, doing the stealing, but judging by our reading, you know, if this is us, Capricorn, this is us getting back everything that was stolen from us at the end of the fucking month. Like, you know what? I'm here to take what's mine because I've been left out in the cold. I've been mentally abused. I see a lot of mental abuse coming up here in July. A lot of manipulation, okay? So I don't want to get caught up in that this is other people just because our reading has been very dark. But, you know, for the majority of us, this is going to be a person, place, or thing in our life. And if for those of you who resonate with, like, I don't know as far as me, if this is me right now, you know, I'm not lying or cheating or stealing on anybody, but I am in this energy, like, you know, I want to take back everything that's mine. You know, I do feel very stolen from as a Capricorn. And I feel like I don't have the mental clarity to move forward because someone is stealing it. And that's what's going on here. But we're losing sexual attraction for things like this in our life, guys. Things that just mentally drain us. And, you know, the thing I was saying about the military is that, yeah, we're ruled by Saturn. Saturn rules the military. So this is literally speaking to us like we are the military. Like we are in our own authority. And, you know, we've been watching somebody in our life like this for a very long time. Watching Saturn is about karma. So what goes around comes around. This guy, you can't see it, but he's about to walk right into, like, if he were to continue to walk, there's like a hole right here that he's about to fall into because he's not fucking watching where he's going. You know, this person is doing something that they don't even know what they're doing. Like, yeah, you've got all these swords, motherfucker, but you're gonna fall on them. So that 10 of swords, it might be him. It might be someone who falls on all the swords that they've stolen from you. But then we have the Page of Pentacles that came out for loyalty. So we step into August really loyal to some sort of new idea. There's some kind of message that comes in, the Page of Pentacles. So this is an earth message. This is a message that you're going to be able to feel and see, Capricorn. It's a financial message. It's some kind of offer, some kind of new beginning. It's a very new beginning, though. It's not this isn't the King of Pentacles, so this is a very young, youthful energy. It's going to enlighten you. I love this Page of Pentacles for us because this is a seed. You know, we're going to plant something new for our future. Like, this is when we finally find our value again. I feel like our worth was kind of taken advantage of at the beginning of the month, and at the end of the month we find new value, and this could be an actual financial gain for some of us. Some of us are really going to gain something financial coming into August, and we might you know, we went at the first half of the month, some of us really didn't have the funds to mentally free ourselves from something, right? To free ourselves from something that's toxic. Like, we were very confused and feeling very cold. We had these walls built up. There's a lot of defensiveness moving into the month. Blockages, something we're not seeing. We can't see through the darkness. Dealing with rigid people that talk to us just any kind of way. Definitely dealing with some poverty, though, and some unemployment. But with the Page of Pentacles down here right underneath, it's like with loyalty coming out, there might be some kind of new offer that we're loyal to. And like, this is very Leo because there's the sunflowers there, okay? That's very Leo. So Leo season is going to be very transforming, literally, because Leo is your 8th house. So there's a beautiful message here about Leo season being transforming for Capricorn, because we've got the butterfly, which is a symbol for transformation, and then we have the sunflowers that is symbolic for Leo. So there's something that we're going to need to be very loyal to in the name of this mental transformation. Like, whatever this transformation is in Leo season, we're going to need to be very loyal. I feel like we need to be loyal to ourselves, to our intuition, to our jobs, to our worth, to our value, to our new ideas. You know, don't let anybody stop you from being loyal to what you see. Like, your eyes on the prize. This Page of Pentacles, he found this something of value. So we might even find something. We might stumble across something of value, you know, and this is a message. So some of us might get a message from a earth sign of loyalty, you know, like they might finally find our worth. We might find our worth, and there's like this new beginning with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But you know what I really see here, Capricorn, is that at the end of the month, you're more focused on your own finances. Like, there's something that you become loyal to financially, or something that you value that you're very loyal to. So this could be a relationship for some of you. This could be a new job for some of you, or just your own money, or a career, or a promotion, or a second job, or something that you've been wanting for a while. But with the 9 of Pentacles being here, it's almost like you just kind of want it all for yourself. And this kind of thing happens when a person is taken from. Like, I do feel like some of you were stolen from on a monetary level. Like, if you're a Capricorn watching, and at some point in July you were literally stolen from, like, either your money was stolen from you, or something of value was literally stolen from you. Well, you know, we end the month really just wanting to surround ourselves by our own fruits. You know, like, we kind of just want to be alone, and we just want to, like, have our own finances. There's an oath here with loyalty and oath here. You know, and then this is strength right there. So Leo season is going to be very, very beautiful. And I like this card for you, Capricorn, because we have the 35. So 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 is August. 8 is the house of transformation, death, and rebirth. So there's so many messages here about Leo season being very transforming for Capricorn. Leo season really grounding, you know, Capricorn back into the passionate earth. This is passionate earth. We have this tree that's on fire here, and there's wisdom here, there's strength, there's roots. It's going to be beautiful. Leo season is going to be so transforming for you, Capricorn. There's going to be a lot of death and rebirth, and then we have oath and loyalty, right? So this is coming in Leo season. There's some kind of oath that we need to take, and you want to ask yourself, you know, what promises have been made to you? You know, you don't want to be loyal to someone or anything. You don't want to be loyal to a person, place, or thing that is not loyal to you, right? So if this person in your life has been making you promises, I promise I'll change, I promise I'll stop that drug, I promise I'll quit cheating or betraying you, you know, you're going to lose a sexual attraction for them. And your loyalty might lie in something else, something new at the end of the month, because this person has betrayed you. You don't want to go making an oath or a promise to people like this. Now be careful, Capricorn, because there is something here about the promises that you make. This could go either way, you know. Got the King of Pentacles and the Temperance card. So Sagittarius, some kind of staying patient for a wish to come true. Staying patient for the clarity of your emotion. But we got the 9 of Pentacles. So this is the single person card. A lot of us are going to enter August feeling very single or feeling very independent on our own financially. Like, this is a new job for some of us. And I'm telling you, this to me looks like someone stole, and don't let anyone steal a new opportunity from you or a job, or don't let anyone steal your worth. Okay, because it's like you're over here focused on your finances. This Page of Pentacles is, he's focused on something new at the end of the month. But be careful, because there's still people from July that are stealing behind your back. Like, can you see that? How this guy, it's like while you're at work or something. Like, this Page of Pentacles is focused on money, focused on money, focused on what's real. But mentally, there's someone under your nose the whole time. Someone who's obsessed with you. Someone who's, you know, it's kind of interesting there, Capricorn. So, you know, I feel like this month is about, since the underlying energies are right here, I feel like this is about us promising ourselves, you know, promising that we're never going to let anyone take from us again. We're never going to be in a situation where just because someone else left us in the cold that we're worried about our finances. You know, this High Priestess of Air talks all about the mental, talks all about your words and your communication. So be careful, because we've got cold communication coming up here twice. So the beginning of the month, there could have been some very cold arguments. And I don't blame you, because there's a lot going on mentally. But there's something here about being left out in the cold, feeling a little bit blocked. Some of you guys could have literally got blocked on like Facebook, or like, you know, your text. Like, there was blocked communication. There was blocked cold communication, and you were left out in the cold financially. You were left out in the cold with your worth, scared of poverty. Maybe some of us lost a job. Maybe some of us aren't feeling very financially, you know, fulfilled at the beginning of the month. And then we enter the end of the month where there's something here that changes in our desire. Like, we no longer have a desire for this, because lust right side up talks about a desire, talks about hidden agendas, hidden fucking agendas. All right, so either there's this literally talks about hidden agendas, and this is two different cards. So there's some hidden agendas going on with you or another person, Capricorn, that you want to be aware of. It's like, this is upside down though. So somebody, it's like there were you and another person both had a hidden agenda. But this to me means that Capricorn no longer does, but there might be someone else who still does, who still betrays you. So as I was saying, there's something by the end of July that we are losing the desire for, because this means desire, obsession, passion, the things that we want. So you really want to ask yourself, you know, and you already did, Capricorn, because it's reversed. But this card talks about asking yourself why you want what you want so badly. So this is Capricorn not wanting something anymore. You know, Capricorn just does not want something anymore. They were very hurt. You hurt a Capricorn too much, and they're just not going to see any value in you. This is you losing passion and lust and desire for a person, place, or thing that has just taken. This could be a job for some of you. This could be a person. I see this more as a person for the majority of you. But this person literally has taken your worth and your value. They have taken your very foundation from you. But it's okay, because you're building it back up by yourself. You know, you can be your own king. This is someone who's single that can be their own king of their castle. You know what I mean? This is someone who has it all when they have their self. And, you know, you're staying patient. Now, there's a Sagittarius in the mix. There's a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There's air. I don't see any water. We see air. We see pentacles. So now, remember there was air and water before. Now there's air and earth. So I feel like that's you grounding your emotion. Because now there's no emotion in your reading, Capricorn. You've turned your back on your emotion, and you did that because that's what earth signs do when they need to do something cold. You know, you ain't got time to feel no more, because you're worried about your own worth now. You need to take an oath to yourself. You need to take an oath to yourself to never ever ever allow yourself to feel energies like this again. You know, I know that the month was kind of confusing for you, Capricorn, but towards the end of the month, you're finding some sort of new value in yourself. You're finding something. There's something here that comes in about loyalty. Now, there could be an air sign that left you out in the cold that wants to come back in and offer you something. Another thing I wanted to point out here is that there's 2 6s here. So this has to do with maybe a Virgo. It might have to do with your lifestyle. So make sure you're paying attention to your mental health. Now, the fact that we have the High Priestess of Air and loyalty, like, there could be air signs at the end of the month that you really do want to commit to, but you still feel a little bit single though. Like they hurt you. This air sign has hurt you. Now, for others of you that don't apply to that, this is you, being loyal to your own mind, like paying attention to what your thoughts are, having thoughts of loyalty. So some of you guys might even be having thoughts of marriage, hopefully not with these people. So I'm definitely seeing some mental energy there, but this air sign left you out in the cold at the beginning of the month. And because make sure that they don't just come back because of this newfound opportunity, that you have. Because this Page of Pentacles has a really good energy for me right now. Like I'm feeling a lot of newness from it. I'm feeling a lot of like abundance, and there's something you find that, this is basically the 10 of Pentacles here. Because this page is giving this 9 of Pentacles a pentacle. Now this came up for another reading as well. This same message came up for another sign, and I'm not sure who it is. But we've got some Capricorn, Sagittarius. Remember to balance out your subconscious, because we literally have your subconscious here. The sign before you is Sagittarius. This is Capricorn. So there's a message here about staying patient, and there's going to be, I feel like if you're a woman, if you're a female Capricorn, there may be 2 different men in your life that are offering you something financially. Now, there's one that's very quite mature. He has a career. This guy has a job, but they're both offering you something physically. Something, they both are offering you money. This is 2 different job offers, but this you're like over here fine. You have everything you need, and then these offers are coming in. There's this older male, and then there's this younger male. Like this comes in at the end of July for all of you. But there's an underlying energy of this even more mature Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn that sees you looking good, feeling good, and they want to offer you something that they know you'll value, a new job, something. Something's coming in here. There's offers being made at the end of the month. So I feel sorry for this motherfucker because they're going to get karma. You're losing desire for people, places, and things like that anyway. So bottom line is, Capricorn, it's all about staying committed. It's all about committing to yourself and working hard on to surround yourself with the things that you find valueless. You have to really, really take an oath. And this card is coming up so that in Leo season, you can look back and reevaluate the promises that were broken. Like the promises that you might have broke, promises that other people are broke. If there's someone in your life that keeps promising you something and that you don't see any change, you're about to leave them in the dust. Because you no longer value them, and they don't value you either. So hopefully I don't want to say hopefully it resonated. I kind of hope it doesn't. But it resonated with me, you guys. Like this has been me in July. This was my July as a Capricorn rising. So very interesting what's coming up here, guys. Very, very interesting energies. I hope some of you are led to watch this. And, this is one of those readings where I really suggest you getting a personal reading with me. Because this is all Capricorns are going through something like this, but this is going to be different for you guys. The 7 of Swords is going to be a little different for some of you. Just like this Page of Pentacles is going to be a little bit different. This oath, all of us are making oaths to different people, places, and things. So if you want more about this reading, please contact me. If you have any questions, please comment below or email me. All of my information is in the description box. But I think that's it for now, Capricorn. It's just, this was one hell of a month, and I really hope August is better for us. It does look like August is going to be way better for us, way better emotionally, especially with our soul. There's going to be certain soulmates coming in August, certain beautiful, beautiful soulmates, a strong beauty and strength coming in with Leo season. We're going to be feeling a lot better than what we felt in July, okay? Cancer season was a fucking shipwreck. So I'm really happy that we all made it through. It made us stronger, and, it's time to move forward now, Capricorn. We dealt with the past. I know we're going through a lot of retrograde energy, but things are going to start slowly moving forward, okay? August, September, when Saturn goes back direct. When Saturn goes back direct, karma is going to be back on. And even though she's still around, she's just kind of chilling. So thanks for watching so much, guys, and I'll talk to you again in August.